He didn't so choose. He led off the meeting with a nod to his gathered team, agents with expertise in everything from hostage rescue to finance, cybersecurity, forensics, and art crimes. Officially on duty, he wore a charcoal-colored suit, but his gray-streaked hair looked as if he'd been trying to tear it out, without success. That was unusual for Matt Yankowski, a senior agent with supreme emotional control. "I just got off the phone with an irate lieutenant in BPD homicide," Yank said. "He thinks I should have invited him to coffee and explained what we were up to when I decided to set up this unit in his city. Probably would have wanted me to bring my crystal ball, too." No one said anything. Colin stayed on his feet, leaning against the door as if he didn't consider himself a true member of HIT. Everyone else was at the conference table. Only a few were missing. Emma sat on the chair Paget had directed her to, one that gave Yank a good view of her. She'd taken a few deep breaths, centering herself, wishing color back into her cheeks. "The lieutenant brought me up to speed," Yank continued. "The victim is positively identified as Rachel Bristol, 40, of Brentwood, California. Beverly Hills, basically. She was an independent movie producer, divorced 18 months ago from Travis Bristol, 53, also a producer. Travis has an apartment in Hollywood and a house here in Boston, Beacon Hill. His daughter, Maisie, 30, is one of the hottest producers in Hollywood. The three of them plan to meet for a catered brunch at the Bristol Island Marina. The Bristols own the island. There's talk, according to the lieutenant, of expanding the marina and developing the outer part of the island where Rachel was killed. The cottages are owned by individual families, but most of them are condemned. The Bristols own the land they're built on. They've bought out a few of the families, but basically the cottages are rotting, while the Bristols figure out what to do with the island. Meaning Maisie. She's the one with the money and the vision." "Was that what brunch was about?" Paget asked. "The future of the island?" "The detectives hadn't gotten that far when I talked to the lieutenant," Yank said. "It looks as if Rachel got out there early and called Emma to come meet her. BPD doesn't have any information on where Rachel got the cross or if it has anything to do with why she was shot. It obviously has something to do with why she called Emma. I told the lieutenant to expect us to work this thing. We agreed to keep each other informed." Yank's gray eyes settled on Emma. She cleared her throat, knowing she was expected to say something. "Did the police recover Rachel's phone?" she asked. Yank nodded. "It was in wet sand not far from her body. She probably dropped it when she was shot. It's in bad shape. They'll see what they can get off it. Someone else could have used it, but there are no other footprints near the body besides yours and hers." His gaze bored into her. "How did this woman get your number, Emma?" Colin and the BPD detectives had asked her the same question. She gave Yank the same answer. "I don't know. It was one of the things I planned to ask her. I don't hand out my number to everyone, but it's not top secret." "Who all has it besides us?" Paget asked. Emma knew it was a loaded question, but answered anyway. "My family, a few friends." Yank hadn't shifted his gaze away from her. "Declan's cross has been in the news recently with the murder of Lindsay Hargreaves." It had been almost 2 weeks since Lindsay had been found dead on cliffs near the village of Declan's Cross. Emma leaned forward, trying to relax the tensed muscles in her lower back and legs. "A few of the news accounts mentioned Declan's Cross as the site of a celebrated unsolved theft of 3 landscape paintings, 2 of them by Jack Butler Yeats, arguably Ireland's greatest painter." "And a 15th century Celtic cross like the one found on Rachel Bristol this morning?" Paget added in a combative tone. Somewhat